Beauty Generation turned in front. He looks to have a lap full of force here, Burton. And now he presses the button and he accelerates away. A sensational season he's had, and Beauty Generation takes the Champions Mile from Western Express. What a revelation he's been to Hong Kong this season. Beauty Generation.
With its towering skylines, around-the-clock shopping, and an array of food outlets, Hong Kong is a popular location for a city break. It's a fusion of tradition and modernity, east and west. On the face of it, Hong Kong isn't a place you'd expect to find horse racing booming, but it boasts more of the world's top-ranked horses than all but 2 countries. Howard Wright and Steve Moran are renowned racing journalists.
I've been coming here since just after the handover in 1997. Hong Kong horses generally have risen up this table of rankings. And I think this quality of Hong Kong trained horses is very high.
I'd say that the top 10 or 15 horses would be competitive anywhere. The standard of the racing is fantastic. The integrity is probably better than just about anywhere else in the world. So I think the customer trusts the product, and the product itself is pretty exciting.
The Hong Kong-trained Beauty Generation currently tops the world rankings. Recently, the Bay Gelding was preparing for the Champions Mile, where he was aiming to become the first horse ever to win 8 races in a Hong Kong season. The 6-year-old clinched victory in the race last year for Hong Kong-based trainer John Moore. Moore has won the Group 1 Champions Mile a record 7 times.
Been around horses from the day I think I was born. So it really takes a very good eye, in particular, to identify the athlete, and then, of course, look back at the pedigree and to see what pedigrees do very well in this jurisdiction. And then, of course, find the owner that has the right sort of budget to buy that particular individual. Just winning a race, there's a lot of satisfaction with that. But winning black type races, you've got to have a second think and say, wow, that was really something. We've come out and won black type, all the hard work was put into it, now it's all paid off.
The Champions Mile is open to 3-year-olds and older and has a prize purse of $2.3 million US. Beauty Generation was this year's overwhelming favourite. He was saddled by Hong Kong's champion jockey Zac Purton.
Probably the one thing that was missing from my CV was a horse of his calibre, but he's definitely been the most consistent horse at that level that I've ridden in my career.
They're loaded. They're racing in the Champions Mile, and Beauty Generation stepped perfectly. Romantic Touch on the inside, can't match his speed. Singapore Sling away nicely, very prominent. He's just drifting back now as Simply Brilliant kicks through to his inside. He will press forward now and try and get outside of Beauty Generation, who takes the lead in the Champions Mile and strides towards the 1,200 metres with a length advantage now over Romantic Touch, and Singapore Sling settles down third.
Beauty Generation set the pace from the outset. He holds the course record over the mile distance.
And Purton starts to turn up the burners as they come to the home corner. 500 metres out, Beauty Generation 2 clear. Romantic Touch, Singapore Sling, Simply Brilliant, Cotty to the outside, Rise High, and then Seasons Bloom. Beauty Generation down to the 300 metres, starts to really lift, pounds away from the opposition. Sitting motionless, 3 in front on Beauty Generation. What a remarkable season it's been. Another incredible racing story, a second Champions Mile and a coveted crowning glory.
History made with a length and a half victory, just short of the distance record.
Felt pretty good.
We knew he was ready today, so like I said, I was going to cut the ribbons and let him bowl.
With the Champions Mile completed, the crowd settled in their seats for the 2,000-metre QE2 Cup. The race is named after the British monarch who attended the first edition of the race back in 1975. This year's QE2 Cup featured runners from Hong Kong, as well as countries such as the UK, Japan and Australia. It was considered one of the most open fields in years. Exultant was the narrow favourite for trainer Tony Cruz, but reigning champion Pakistan Star, who had surprisingly been transferred out of Cruz's stable after some inconsistent performances, garnered some interest among the locals.
They're crazy about putting a bet on. They love to see horses race. Nowadays, prize money is top dollar, I would say, and horses from all over the world come in. And it's a world stage of racing now, and the public love it, and everybody's getting all fired up and excited about it, you see. So, you know, what to say, I'm very happy to have this, some good horses that can run these big races.
Fresh from victory in the Champions Mile, Zac Purton saddled Exultant. The QE2 Cup is one of the few Hong Kong races he hasn't won.
I sort of really feel like I haven't had that horse that I've gone into the race thinking I'm definitely going to win this. And because they're hard races to win as well. Exultant's not one of those horses I'm going into the race thinking I'm definitely going to win it. Obviously he's got a chance, but it's going to come down to barriers and the way the race is run. He's a good horse, but it's a strong race.
Starter has them. They're off in the QE2 Cup, and it was a beautiful start.
Hong Kong Derby winner Furore hit the front early on. He was saddled by Hugh Bowman, who completed the Derby QE2 Cup double on Werther in 2016.
Furore's gone forward like he did in the Derby, and he settles in a prominent position, third on the outside of Pakistan Star. 1,600 metres out, Glorious Forever leads by a slender margin over Time Warp, who is pressing the issue. He wants to go on with it. They're two in front of Pakistan Star, settling third as Time Warp now charges to the front, going into the back.
Zac Purton took up a strategic position near the back on Exultant, with Matthew Chadwick on Pakistan Star in third.
Running to the turn in the FWD QE2 Cup, and the leader Time Warp. Only a neck to Little Bro Bag, which is Glorious Forever. Pakistan Star sweating on a run, he gets the gap.
Exultant and Pakistan Star raced on, but Japanese horse Wind Bright emerged to take the win.
Glorious Forever took over from Time Warp. Pakistan Star darting through. Then Wind Bright. Exultant leads for sure, wider out. Pakistan Star narrowly. Wind Bright, Glorious Forever. Pakistan Star, Wind Bright goes to him. Wind Bright is roaring away. Japan do it again. Wind Bright from Exultant leads for sure, who grabs second and third.
Wind Bright secured victory with the fastest time in over 25 years.